Hey all, Dan here, ready to show you my demonstration speech on how to make my take on pancakes. Normally, you'd probably want to make these from scratch if you want to make the best pancakes, but we're just going to use some store-bought brand today. Got a giant bag of it over here. I'm going to be going for 6 to 7 pancakes. However, those are always like a little skewed because people make them differently. I don't know how big I'll make mine today, but I'll try and get that many. So for the ingredients that you need for this, you're going to need 1 cup of the mix, which I have in this measuring cup, 2/3 cup of water, which I can assure you is water in there, and then I like to add in 3 different ingredients when I'm actually mixing it. First off, I add a little bit of salt, add some nutmeg, and finally some cinnamon. You're gonna need the following utensils. Obviously, you're gonna need the measuring cups. You're gonna need a good spatula so it doesn't stick and so you can flip them properly. You're gonna need a whisk or a spoon or even a fork just to mix it all together. You're gonna need some cooking spray so it doesn't stick to your griddle or pan. And finally, you can have whatever topping you like, but I usually just use syrup. So to get started, I'm gonna add the 1 cup of mix into here. It's a big measuring bowl. So I'm gonna get that in there. Then I'm going to do probably 2 to 3 dashes of cinnamon, 1 of nutmeg, and a little bit of salt there. Gonna mix that up a little bit with the whisk. Make sure it's all properly formed. Smells very cinnamony, very nutmeggy. Then I'm gonna add the 2/3 cup of water. And the next step is very crucial. So when you're mixing your pancakes, you don't wanna over mix it, because doing that will cause stiff pancakes and they won't be nearly as good. So the advice that I've learned is you want to mix them until it's just all formed together. Kind of like this, if you can see. I don't know how well it is, my phone's all the way over there. But I'm gonna do this, and these are actually a little dry, so I'm gonna add a little bit more water, so I'll be 1 second here. That was definitely more than 1 second. I'll have to edit that out. I'm gonna add this in, and that'll get it a little bit more runny. And like I said, you don't want to overmix it. Overmixing it will lead to stiff, gross, tough pancakes, which you definitely don't want those. And then for my final bit that I like to do is, you don't have to do this at all, this is just another optional thing that I do. I'm gonna set that whisk aside. Ooh, that's very sticky. I like to put a little bit of maple syrup in there to kind of incorporate that syrup taste. You don't need a whole lot, because obviously if you're gonna top it with more syrup, it's gonna be super sweet. But stir that to combine. And then we move on to the next step, which is actually cooking. So, we've got a griddle. I'm gonna move the camera just a little bit. So we've got a griddle here, and I'm gonna set it on 350. And I'm going to get a little bit of this pan cooking oil on it, just so it doesn't stick. And in the meantime, while it heats up a little bit, grab a utensil to pour out the pancakes. And the only And the only one that I could really find that would be, adequate enough for it is going to be half cup. So we're just going to fill this up, maybe make about 3 to 5 pancakes, who knows? But yeah, this is all mixed. Another important step that you want to do is you want to let your pancake batter rest just a little bit. It doesn't have to be for very long. It'll help develop it a little bit more. So while I'm waiting on this, I wish I would have done some facts that you could know about pancakes, but all I know is that, hey man, if you're ranking them, pancakes, waffles, French toast, I'm gonna be a little biased here. I like French toast more, but pancakes, still very solid. I love them. Probably French toast, pancakes, waffles. Who knows? And when you're cooking with a griddle here, an easy step to know when it's ready and hot and ready for you to pour your batter on, or whenever you're cooking anything else, is if you get a few drips of water on your finger and you splash it on there. If it sizzles up right away, it's good to go and ready to cook. So I'm going to do that as well. And if you hear that sizzle in this, that means it's ready. So I'm going to adjust my camera and show you guys these probably monster pancakes, because I have no idea how they'll be. So, actually I should probably move that a little bit closer so you can see this. Again, I have no clue how this looks. Kind of shooting it in a weird way. So, got my giant pancake here. I'm gonna set it down right onto the oil there. And get another one. That's one pancake. Wow. Set the other one down. I won't chance it with 3. What the heck? Might as well. Ooh, popping. Alright, so now we're on the actual step here of the demonstration that some people probably already know. What you want to do when you're, and I'm going to take my camera and just kind of, what you want to do when you're making pancakes, and I'm going to move this bowl so it doesn't catch. What you want to be looking for is bubbles on the pancake. I'm going to zoom out. Yeah. You want to be looking for bubbles here, and when those bubbles form, that's basically telling you, hey, it's cooking. Watch for me. Don't let too many of them form. Anything like that, you just want the bubbles to form, and you can kind of see on the side here when you're cooking them, they'll it's almost like a burger. When you're cooking a burger, it'll slowly brown up on the side. And usually it takes about a minute per side. And of course the obvious rule is going to apply, and the very obvious fact is when you make pancakes, they get better as you cook more of them. So your first batch is gonna end up probably looking awful. So I'll see here in a second when I flip, just to see. Oh, yeah, see? Not too bad, not terribly browned, but not really dark enough. Been about a minute for this one. Again, same thing. And we'll get this one flipped. Ooh. Maybe. Ooh, there you go. The thing when you're flipping them is you don't want to panic. You want to try and set that down as quick as you can, because otherwise you're going to end up making a giant mess, and you don't want to clean that up. So I'll give these another minute or so, and then we'll be ready. And in the meantime, you can always prepare your plate. We're broke college students, so we have plenty of paper plates. So I'm going to get one of those out. And obviously, you want to get your other toppings off to the side, get them available. This one's looking a little done. And there you have it. Got the extra brown on that side. Let's see how this one looks. Ooh, yeah, looking good. And this third and final one, with a little bit more brown on that other side. There's a perfect stack of 3 pancakes. Now obviously I have enough batter to make more, so in the event that you're following this or you're following your own instructions, go ahead and finish it off. But for this, I'm gonna call it. You know, you get your, however you wanna eat them. You know, if I had breakfast, like bacon or eggs, you know, hash browns even, if I had any of those would be there on the side to complement this king of breakfast food, but fortunately we do not. So I'm gonna cut it there. This is how you make my take on pancakes. I like to think they're a bit better. The normal ones, you know, they don't really have as much flavor compared to like these. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning that. I'm gonna set the camera back down now and we're good.